A couple of videos ago, I did a flip through of the magazine Adventure Gaming from SPI, and that contained The Creature That Ate New York. And in that magazine game, there was a map of Manhattan, and it contained, on that map contained where I work. And this is another game, not a magazine game, a rather heavy box game from, I'll put the date up, I don't see the date here, from Mayfair Games. And this contains also a map of New York, and I think it actually contains not only where I work, but where I live on the map. This is along the lines of, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, those types of games. It is I guess it's solo, I guess it's officially solo. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. It tells us what the game contains here. I have not ever seen this before at all. A two-sided cut playing board. I actually didn't really know that. Lower Manhattan on one side, Bromley Station on the other. Rules, advanced rules, turn chart, detective cards, casebook with 5 mysteries, Chamber of Commerce guide, Detective's Guide to New York. Interesting. How to write a mystery, and 6 pawns. And it says the game is afoot. Now you can be the detective. You and your friends can solve 5 challenging mysteries included in the Ellery Queen's Mystery Magazine game. Regular supplemental casebooks will contain even more mysteries to solve. Well, I don't have any of those. And I just got this. I've never played this before. Oh, it says here, could not be clearer. For 1 to 6 players, ages 12 to adult. It is detective board game, and it features Ellery Queen. I don't know whether, oh, it says copyright 1986 right here. There was a short-lived TV series of Ellery Queen, and I'm not sure whether this came out around the same time or not. I can't remember the dates of that show. I'll put them up. And obviously the novels upon which it were based ran over a long period of time. I have many of them. Unfortunately, I've got some great old paperback Ellery Queens, but they are in storage right now, and I can't quite get to them to show them to you, but I do want to just take a look inside here with you. I don't know whether I would show any of my gameplay of this on video, because obviously it would just be full of spoilers, but I thought it would be fun to look inside this game and see what you get. This is the New York Detective's Guide, and I, as mentioned, I'm looking at this for the first time, so I don't know whether these are clues to each individual case or what. Certainly the places, at least some of these places, are real, because I recognize them already. Some of them may or may not be. And here we have more locations: the Lower East Side, the Bowery, Little Italy. I'm interested. I'm a native New Yorker, as I mentioned in the other video where I was talking about the Creatures That Ate New York map, and so it is of interest to me to be playing a game where it takes place in the city in which I was born and in which I live. And also, I was a fan of these books. So here we have the pawns, which I'm sure I will be probably replacing with something else, and a nice looking board map, indeed two-sided. I will put that together and show that to you in a bit. So I've got all of Lower Manhattan, and then this is going to be, I dare say, a fictitious part of Manhattan, I guess, where specific things happen. And I'm pleased to see this, because I didn't actually realize there was this second side to the map. This is a fairly generic looking map of New York, and possibly maybe just used for paragraph clues. I'm not really sure. The necessity of that. Here is what looks to be an overview explaining how to look up a clue and the basic rules. A crime has been committed, and now it is up to you to detect the solution. You have much to learn, etc. This explains to you, you should choose your detective, choose the mystery, read the intro, and start the game. So it is with different players. I'd have yet to see how that works. Obviously, if playing solo, I guess you would be playing multiple players. I don't know whether it's meant to be competitive, as in who solves the mystery first or whatever, but you will... well, I guess we'll figure that out as we play, and ultimately you're going to be proposing some type of solution. And let's see what else comes here. Well, next, very large turn record chart, 144 turns. I'm not sure, that doesn't bode very well, but let's see. We have the casebook, and I would guess these are the 5 cases that are here. I won't really go into detail here. There's individual writer credits for the cases and a clue section, and then there's a clue index, which says that's an insert. I'll have to look at that, and then the solutions inside back cover. So back there, we certainly won't look at that. And this is... Here are, well, this says 4 Nick Velvet mysteries for 1 to 6 detectives. So let's see, do these match up to this? I don't really know. They look different, so not really sure. Maybe these are other cases. Maybe I got extra cases. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Ooh, there's a cool train map here. It says play this mystery using the map of the train, if you can see that there. This reminds me of sort of certain logic problems I like to do where you have to figure out who's sitting next to who, and some mystery clues. Obviously, for those of you familiar with the Sherlock Holmes game, this will be somewhat familiar. And these, oops, sorry about that, look to be player cards of some sort. Again, I'll have to figure out how this actually works. And we have an insert here, interesting, for Mayfair Games, the DC Heroes role-playing game. That's interesting because I was actually just reading about that elsewhere, somewhere else. So there's an ad for that, and they proclaim themselves, "We're the other company." We have some cards here that look to be already cut out with some physical statistics, attributes, description, and obviously, as I said, don't know how this plays. And here is the aforementioned clue index sheet. So there's obviously a way of looking up the clues and referring to wherever you are going in the paragraphs, and some built-in corrections. We have this Chamber of Commerce Guide to Bromley Station. That's the other side of the map that I would say is fictitious, and this is kind of hilarious. This was dated from '86, as you can see. Here are the people who are meant to be the board of directors of Bromley Station Chamber of Commerce. That's pretty hilarious to me. And let's see what else we have here. Station, maybe this is meant to be a suburb of New York, a fictitious suburb. That's possible. And we have some advertisements here for the animal hospital and the barber shop, Sheer Excellence. Pizza shop, this is pretty cute. Empire Hotel. These are probably, going to come into play somehow, I would guess, in the mysteries. Here is a map of, or indication of Hancock College. We saw that for a second over there. I'll show you the maps in a second. So there we have that, and we have a whole setup there. And then I guess it comes with some advanced rules, which I'm sure I will be playing with. Competitive play, I see. Here we go. Okay, so I don't know whether the competitive play itself, just doing the competitive play, is the advanced rule, but we'll have to see. So if that's the case, I won't be playing that. And it says you can write your own mysteries here, and it says you might want to skim through the mysteries in your library and use them as models for characters and plots. Virtually any plot from literature can be transformed into a case for this game. Well, I wonder how that could happen, but nevertheless, there it is. And some more information on, I guess, playing the game, noting down some clues and things of that nature. So basically like player aids and some more locations in the Bromley mansion that maybe or probably is part of one of the mysteries, and some places where you can locate various things within this Bromley town. The last thing we have in here is an ad for the actual Ellery Queen magazine, if you wish to subscribe to that, and for Mayfair Games, and the kind of omnipresent response card in games of this era. So that's a look inside, and let's take a look now at the maps. Well, I got to come back here and show you because this. Let's look at a closer look at this fellow here. Very, very dashing, I guess you could say, for 1986. So this does turn out to be an additional supplement for use with the game, and these are the cards that I see that come with it that are uncut out, that are in addition to this casebook. That's the Ellery Queen casebook. So now we're going to take a look at the map itself. Here is the one side of the game board, which is a map of Manhattan from about 86th Street all the way down to lower Manhattan, to the tip of Manhattan here. And most of the streets are not individually labeled. We have some labels here, 9th, 7th. They call it Avenue of the Americas here. I would say most New Yorkers, and probably for a lot of the time that these Ellery Queen novels at least were taking place, this was known as 6th Avenue. And here's 5th Park. Going downtown, we have a couple of streets named Bleecker, Houston, and the areas of the city mostly. Soho, Little Italy, Chinatown, etc. And we have, for example, Queensboro Bridge, also known as the 59th Street Bridge. Name recently changed to something else. I think maybe it's the Edward I. Koch Bridge. I'm not really sure. I don't think anybody calls it that. And, of course, Central Park. So Lower West Side, that's not a term that personally I've ever heard used. Here's the West Side, called the Upper West Side nowadays. And Theater District, Garment District, not so much called that anymore, but that is certainly where it is, Chelsea, etc. So this is one side of the map, and it contains much of Manhattan, including the place where I work and the place where I live. And let's take a look at the other side now. All right, here is the other side of the map. It's got a horizontal orientation, which is going to certainly make it easier for me to play sooner than the vertical orientation. This would indeed appear to be a suburban area. Here's the Bromley station, the train station in, I'm going to say, Westchester. We've got something called Harrison Field here. Now, Harrison is an actual town in Westchester. I don't know, I'm not familiar with Bromley, so I am going to assume this is fictitious, but maybe somebody knows something that I don't, and they can correct me, I'm sure, if that's the case. We have a high school here. We've got a hospital up here, and we have, let's see, I don't know if this is an inset or what of the, I think this must be some university. There's got the dorm, I guess it was the Bromley University or something. We saw that elsewhere in the game. Master dorm, South Hall, parlor. This is looking all pretty exciting to me, I have to say. A post office, a manufacturing company, the electric company. There would be, again, some suburban houses here. And we've got the football field. This is great. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this, I have to say. I will likely University Drive. So, yeah, that would be the university, the alumni gym. And we saw that Harrison Field before. Fire, police, and some, I don't know, unidentified buildings or something. So this is a look at the other side of the map, which I did not even realize existed in this game, and pretty excited to get this to the table. As I said, I will not be playing this on video for a ton of reasons, not the least of which is that I'm terrible at these kinds of games and it would be painful to watch. But depending on my experience of the game, and if I feel I have something of use to say, I may come back with another video that talks a little bit about the game, and if that is the case, you'll be seeing this map again because I'm really liking this map. So that is a look inside the Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine game that is a 1986 Mayfair Games publication. Thanks for watching.